the ultimate driving machine. But according to Scotty Kilmer and Car Wizard, it's a very definition of a money pit. They are expensive to purchase new, but should you buy a used BMW when its value has drastically depreciated? Some will warn you of its high maintenance cost, especially at high mileage. In this day and age, with the price of car ownership, new or used, it's critical to make an informed decision in purchasing a car you love without breaking the bank. In this video, I will address the real cost of used BMW ownership and how to avoid pitfalls before, during, and after the purchase. There is no doubt about BMW's performance and its brand reputation as the ultimate driving machine. But the pursuit of performance while cutting costs with the overuse of plastics, for example, has caused huge reliability issues and skyrocketing ownership costs in the last couple of decades. It's no surprise many people get opinionated about BMW reliability due to the wide range of problems and costly repairs. However, in the last decade or so, BMW has become more responsive to customer feedback and implemented more stringent quality control measures to meet higher standards of reliability and durability. You can see the results in the latest consumer reports. Overall, BMW vehicle reliability has been in the top 10. In fact, it has been the #1 car brand 2 years in a row according to 2023 and 2024 consumer reports based on a combination of raw test scores, predicted reliability, and owner satisfaction. These ratings are trending very positively and they speak clearly about the latest BMW models. With the inflated pricing of all vehicles today, however, BMW remains a luxury brand too far to reach for many. So what about getting a used BMW? Due to its past reputation and reliability concerns, its resale value usually plummets after just a few years and appears in a much more reasonable price range. The question is, would that be a good deal for the long term? How much would be the maintenance and repair costs when it passes 7 or 8 years and over 100,000 miles? The reality is, they are older BMWs with build and design quality issues and used BMWs that lack proper maintenance, if not abused. The good news is, if you invest time to do research in your car searches, it's more than likely you will find an affordable, well-maintained BMW that you can own without costly repairs and services. Apparently, the higher the mileage, the lower the price will be. But I strongly recommend finding a used car less than 100,000 miles. Over 100,000 miles, unless the previous owner was 100% on top of everything on the service schedule, it might be too late to catch up on certain maintenance items, especially on the drivetrain. Let me use my latest purchase, a 2017 BMW X3 with the M Sport package, to show you every consideration and step before, during, and after the purchase to get the best out of a used BMW. First, research the models. For BMW models you are interested in, research and understand major common problems within its model generation and years. In general, avoid early years in its redesigned generation because newly redesigned models have more problems in initial years, and car manufacturers would have addressed the problems in later years of that generation. For example, on the second generation X3 F25 models, there are common problems with engine oil filter housing, timing chain guides, plastic coolant hoses, and so forth. Some of these problems can be expensive to repair or catastrophic when they fail. But if you get a 2016 or 2017 model, you can avoid most of these issues. You can research and find these issues through online forums or YouTube videos. I would recommend also signing up for a Consumer Reports membership and reviewing data about your model years. Know what you are getting into, so do not skip this step in your research. I repeat, research is key and do not be ignorant of known issues. Number 2, get vehicle history reports. Once you have found a candidate car, it's important to get a report about its history. A Carfax report is a must-have for a used car purchase. 2 key areas to focus on: ownership and service history. While having fewer owners is usually better, it's not always the case. The extent of each ownership, where the car was, and how they care for or neglected the vehicle's maintenance is the most important area to review. As a car care nut, I keep a spreadsheet of candidate listings with key factors, including service intervals of the previous owners, and would not even consider a car with an oil change interval of 10,000 miles or higher. These cars are guaranteed to have problems down the road when they are aged. Ideally, if previous owners stuck to a 5,000-mile engine oil change or service, they are very likely good people who cared about their cars and services. My 2017 BMW X3 had 4 owners, including 2 in Canada up in the north. But 3 of the owners did oil changes almost religiously every 5,000 miles or so. The only exception is the last owner, who did it nearly 20,000 miles later and in about 9 months, which is likely highway mileage and not as bad as it appears. As for a car owned in the north, rust is a major concern, and you should pay attention to potential underbody rust. The good news is BMW overbuilt this X3 with underbody shields, and I found no issue at all in the end. Now, where is the best place to start searching for a used car? I've used many different services, including local dealerships and websites such as Car Gurus, eBay Motors, but ultimately, Auto Trader is the best in my experience. Again, not a sponsor, and Auto Trader doesn't appear to have the best website design or coverage of all listings, but their listings turned out to be the most accurate and more trustworthy. I've also heard good words about their private exchange program for seller and buyer protection. It looks like a good option for private party purchases, but I have yet to test it for my needs. My last 2 used car purchases, a 2017 Lexus RX 350 purchased in 2021 and a 2017 BMW X3 purchased in 2023, were both found through listings on autotrader.com. Again, I have used and tried several other sites and services, but Auto Trader stood out for main reason. The listings are relatively more accurate, and listed prices with a breakdown of costs are comparable to what you will get in the end. Now, when you find a car listing with a price, make sure it's a real price and no surprises if you were to purchase it. Ultimately, when you contact the seller, especially a dealer, ask for the OTD, the out-the-door price, before scheduling a test drive. I found listings on many sites to be misleading. There are so many gimmicks for a dealership not to disclose their real price, and it's a pure waste of time to pursue further. Regardless, ask for the OTD price and follow up with sellers willing to provide it on the phone or by email. Even then, have a clear breakdown of the OTD price, so when you negotiate further, you know where you stand. When I was finalizing my deal on the Lexus at a reputable Lexus dealership, their finance department, quote-unquote, accidentally included a $700 fee, which wasn't on the original OTD estimate, and I got it removed right away because of my documentation. Also, got a pre-approved loan from your bank sufficient to cover the cost before going to the dealership. You don't want to pay more than you should when financing the purchase. Before your test drive, make sure you have researched the car, its history, common or specific problems it may have, and finally the seller's OTD price with a breakdown. Now schedule a test drive to find out whether the car can live up to the record. It will be another video to discuss all these in detail, but you should inspect the car inside out and underneath. Pay attention to engine performance, transmission acceleration, braking, whether the ride is smooth, any noises or vibrations. Inspect fluid and potential leaks or problems under the hood, and look at wheels and tires too. Finally, get a scanner to run a health report on the OBD2 port. If you are not a DIYer, schedule a pre-purchase inspection with the professional shop to make sure you have no surprises. For any issue, depending on the extent of the problem, you can always walk away, ask the seller to fix them, or negotiate for a price cut to fix the problems. On this X3, for example, there were cosmetic damages to the wheels, low tire pressure on one tire due to a leak, and the OBD2 scanner revealed a voltage issue on the ABS, even though there was no check engine light and the ABS was functioning properly. I documented all these problems and communicated them to the seller, who kindly offered a significant discount and agreed to cover the tire replacement too. I purchased the X3 at 82,000 miles, and now it's approaching 90,000 miles. No surprises so far. In fact, I'm very impressed by the BMW's build quality inside and out. However, many vehicles start showing signs of age after 7 or 8 years or once they pass 100,000 miles. For instance, my supposedly bulletproof Lexus RX 350 began to show oil seepage recently around the oil pan at 110,000 miles. Nothing lasts forever, and you need to follow up with regular preventive maintenance if you want to keep your vehicle for a long time. Contrary to common perception, many BMW services are DIY friendly if you are mechanically inclined. I have videos for each of these services and will continue to share more on the channel. These are just regular maintenance items everyone should do on any gasoline engine, nothing specific to BMW. In fact, this BMW X3 with the 4-cylinder engine is rather easy and spacious to work on. Being a direct injection engine, carbon buildup is a long-term concern, and I plan to clean the carbon buildup on the intake valve at 100,000 miles. For any turbocharged, make sure you warm up the engine before hitting hard on the road and allow a few minutes for it to cool down after arrival. BMW parts can be expensive if purchased from the dealership, but OE manufacturers make them and you can buy them for a very reasonable price from places such as Rock Auto. If you are not mechanically inclined, you can certainly use professional services, but you don't have to take it to a BMW dealership, which can be way too expensive even for regular oil changes or simple diagnosis. Find a professional with BMW experience that you can trust for these services. I personally found Christian Brothers to be a good place to go for related maintenance repairs. Again, I have no affiliation and they are not a sponsor, but they are transparent with their visual inspection reports and make sensible recommendations based on my past interactions with them over the years. So check them out. Let me end this presentation with just a few rough numbers for your consideration. A new 2024 BMW X3 with M Sport and safety features is nearly 70,000 MSRP. I got the 2017 BMW X3 with all these features for a quarter of that price, at 82,000 miles and 6 years later. Since the purchase, I have spent barely $500 on parts and supplies for 9 service items on the vehicle. Of course, it would be more in labor if you were to hire someone, but these are all regular maintenance tasks similar to what you should perform on any Toyota or Honda. A good used BMW is not costly at all to maintain or repair. With the quality I see in the used BMW and 0 issues I have encountered at nearly 90,000 miles, there is no reason to doubt that this ultimate driving machine will continue its smooth rise for years to come. Regular, proper maintenance is key. Whether you do it yourself or hire a professional, do not skip any of these tasks for the long-term health of your car. It's possible to purchase a reliable used BMW for a very affordable price. You simply need to follow the steps I laid out in this video to get the best car that you can afford. Let me repeat my key points. Number 1, do your research about the model generation and avoid model years with known issues. Number 2, research the history of the car you are interested in and make sure it has been well maintained by previous owners. Number 3, use online marketplace and understand the accuracy of their listings. I recommend Auto Trader for your initial search, not a sponsor. Number 4, ask the seller for OTD price and document the breakdown costs. Do not pursue any further if you cannot get an OTD estimate. Number 5, test drive and inspect the car inside and out, underbody, under the hood, and with a thorough OBD scan. If you cannot do it yourself, hire a professional for pre-purchase inspection. Number 6, and very important, keep up the maintenance of the vehicle. Before hitting 100,000 miles, it's generally a great idea to catch up on many fluid services such as on the drivetrain. And this is also why I recommend not to get a used BMW beyond 100,000 miles, at which point it might be too late to do so. Do all these, and there is a good chance you can get a beautiful and affordable BMW that will last for a long, long time. If Professor can do it, you can do it too. Stay safe, stay informed. Until next time, may the Lord bless you and give you peace. 平安。